The region where VDB123 resides is actually very active. Ton of reflection nebulas and also star clusters. Ton of reflection nebula. Alright, so a bit of a different intro today. So in my last video, I covered the reflection nebula VDB123. And in this picture, you can see VDB123, but why don't we go a little bit lower, towards the center of the image? And bam, you see SRN. This reflection nebula is actually really cool. Just for some perspective, getting an article about a certain space object from NASA is already pretty crazy. This got a 3-minute video. So it is very cool. By the way, if you're new here, hi, I'm DivScope. We have 3 chapters for the videos. Chapter 1 is the details that went to capturing my own personal images of this object. That can include things like editing or just what I did specifically. Chapter 2, any kind of data, position in the sky, distance, brightness, etc. And then chapter 3 is all the big details. Alright, so let's get started with chapter 1. Now, SRN, while it is really cool, for some reason, it doesn't have its own target in the Seastar app. Seastar has 5,000 different targets, and unfortunately, SRN is not one of them. Luckily, I typed in the custom positioning in the sky for SRN, and I managed to capture this image. I had no issues with my Seastar S30 Pro, and it even managed to identify what the nebula was, which is SRN, which by the way stands for the Serpens Reflection Nebula. Seastar also rolled out a new AI Enhanced feature. So AI Enhanced basically takes a couple of previous Seastar features, like DBE as well as AI denoise. The AI enhancement also changes the contrast, brightness, and saturation of the image, and also tries to tone down the stars. It's like AI picking what the best look of the image is for you. And we can finally change the AI denoise level, because it was really aggressive when it came out, and it's still pretty aggressive, but we can tone it down a lot more so it looks more natural. AI denoise is great, but it often can remove details that should be in the image. This new AI denoise is much better. I did do a lot of editing with this image in Affinity Photo. I had some HSL adjustments, some curves. I'm not skilled enough to remove the blue and red noise that's present through the whole image. I tried for like 2 hours. No tutorial could help me. I still think it looks decent though. Oh, by the way, those weird things you see, those are rotating artifacts from capturing for so long. Because just like how the sun moves across the sky, so does all the different objects in space. Now, there is one way to counteract this. It's the equatorial mount. I don't have it yet, but there is another way, which is doing mosaic mode, which captures a bunch of different panels of an image and then stitches them together. Problem is, it doesn't work for custom objects, so I wouldn't be able to do it for this nebula, which is kind of unfortunate actually. Okay, we have chapter 2. Now, if you've watched my videos, just know there's going to be a lot less data. Now, the thing is, Symbiote doesn't have a lot of data for nebulas. It's mostly for stars, and that's usually fine because most nebula have like one big star that lights up the whole nebula. However, that isn't really the case, as you'll see later, for SRN. And the only star that I could do data about is this random star in the corner. I'll highlight it, but it isn't actually related to SRN, which I'll also explain later. So here's just some quick info that I managed to get. The RA, or the left and right position in the sky, is 18 hours, 29 minutes, and 55.8 seconds. The declination, which is the up and down position in the sky, is 1 degree, 14 arc minutes, and 34.68 arc seconds. It's about 1,300 light years, about 2 million years old. Actually, it's a little bit younger. And yeah, that's it. Chapter 3. This image isn't just of SRN. C-Star S3 Pro is the telescope I'm using, by the way. Its field of view is really large, so it could actually capture the entire Serpens cloud inside of its field of view, not just this one random reflection nebula in it. I shouldn't say random, it's actually really cool. So the Serpens reflection nebula is in the top left area, and the bottom right has VDB123, LBN96, LBN97, and LBN98. So this reflection nebula is actually a stellar nursery with a lot of new stars forming. In particular, there are protostar outflows, when a star's gas slams into nebula gas at high speeds. Sometimes the slamming and shock wave is so massive it makes the protostar outflow into an HH object. There's 5 of them in this picture. What's interesting is that these outflows happen to be aligned in most cases, which is pretty cool. There's also a bat shadow, has something to do with the star. There's an eye-shaped feature next to the bat shadow. It's most likely a star bursting through nebula gas, or it could also just be occurring because of many different layers of gas stacking on top of each other. A huge dark patch can also be observed, most likely also due to layered gases from the nebula. I also have a lot of different stars that are in SRN. Alright, here are the sources, and here are the images once again that I captured. So yeah, bye bye guys.